Hi, welcome to our feed video SQL for beginners. If you haven't watched the previous videos, you can always go back and take a look and come join us and let's move on. Okay, so today we are going to be looking at a very interesting command here, the join. So if you're an Excel user, typically you would be using your VLOOKUP to link two tables. So let me just show you, for example, let us go and look at the tables and we see. So we can just click here. Let's just click here directly, open up the first table, then we click here. Let's just right click here, open the other table. So here in this table, this is the staff table. You have the staff ID, the first name, the last name, age, gender, but then there's no salary here. While on this other table, you have the staff ID, the job title, and the salary, but no first name and no last names and ages. So now as an Excel user, you would typically go to this staff table, do a VLOOKUP based on this column staff ID, and then you would be able to bring in values like job title, salary from this staff salary table. But SQL, we don't have VLOOKUP. On SQL, we have joins. And now let me just show you how we are going to do that with SQL. So let's do first our select normally. So select as usual. Select star from. Let's go to the staff table. Let's just click here. Okay, now run that. So this is our staff table with our staff ID, first name, last name, age, gender, as we saw. Now, to join this, now we have to bring in the command join. You see, remember, it's just plain English. So join now the staff salary. You see, let's just click here. So we are saying join the staff salary, but now we need to be precise. Which column do you want to join it on? Do you want to join it on the first name, last name, age? You need to be precise to SQL on which column you want to join on. So I'm just doing this. Remember, on here, it could be here, but then it's good to format like this so that somebody is able for you to read easily, and anybody following your code will be able to read easily, knowing there was a select line, there was a from line, there was a join, and the on is still linked to this join because there could be more commands coming after this one. So let's go on which yes, let's just take for example the staff table, then dot. Now you have to precise the staff ID. So I'll just take this one, staff ID equal to, put salary table. So salary table, sorry, staff salary. We have to put the table staff salary, then dot staff ID. I'll just click here. So we are now saying that select this table, staff table, join this staff salary, and take the staff ID column of the staff table here and join and look up, use the staff ID column to look up with this staff ID from this staff salary table here too, and then you give us all the columns. That is why we are using this star. So let's run it and see. So you see we have all the columns. We have the staff ID here, we have the first name, we have the last name, age, gender. These are all coming from the first table of the staff table. Then you also see here that staff ID again the second time. Then it have the job title, the salary coming from the second table. So let's say for example we just wanted to get the first name, last name, and the salary. So now it's easy because we've joined those tables and they are now behaving like one table. So just see, let's go, we put first name, I'll just click here. Next again I put last name, yes, I'll just click here. Good. Now and then we add the salary. So here we've added the salary here. So let's run it and see. When we run it, we get our first name, last name, and salary. So that's fine. Okay, this is maybe what we wanted. This may be our report we wanted to send. So you see we've used join to join the two tables to get this. Okay, but now let's see something. I mean, if you notice, salary was coming from the salary table, remember here, and from the staff table there was no salary. So that means that all this was just like one table. Okay, now let's try something. Okay, what if we want to select staff ID? Staff ID, let's run it. Okay, we get an error. So what's the error saying? The error is saying staff ID in field list is ambiguous. Remember, it's ambiguous because we have not specified which of the staff IDs. Are you talking about the staff ID of the staff table, or are you talking about the staff ID of the staff salary table? So that is something to remember. So now for you to be able to input this to see the staff ID, either you are using star and you see all the two staff IDs like we saw, or you now precise the table. You say, okay, I want it from the staff salary table, for example, maybe staff salary table dot staff ID. Now you're being precise. So let's run this, and you see we get it now. So this is the staff ID coming from the staff salary table, same as we could say give us the staff ID from the staff table. So I could just change this to staff table here. Let's just change this to staff table here. Then we run it. You see we still get the staff ID because we are now being more precise. Okay, so that's good. So what we've just done now is actually an inner join. So if you look at it keenly, we're starting from ID 102 to ID 109. So take a look at the staff table. You see the staff table starts from ID 102. There is 109, but there is 112 which is missing. So inner join, and then okay, that's for the staff table. So this 112 was out, is not included in the inner join, because if you go again to this staff salary, you still see it has, okay, you see 101 was not included, but 102, which is common in both tables, is like intersection. You think of it like intersection. So 102 is common to both tables, 103 is common, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109 is common to both tables, but 1010 is not common to both tables. That is why here we don't see 1010, we don't see 101, and from the staff table we don't see 112. So the inner join looks just for what is common between the two of them. So you can guess what the left join would mean. So let us go back, remove this, do our star so that we see all the columns. We run it. Then we change this from this is naturally inner join by default. So which means either I type it or not, it is by default inner join. So it's still the same thing, 102, 103, 104, 108, 109. So you either omit it, but it knows that by default it's inner join we're talking about. Now let us do the next thing. Let us do a left join. You guess already what it's going to give us. Let's run it and see. So the left join now, what do we get? We see our 112 is now here, which is coming from the left table. The left table is the first table, which is the from table, which is the staff table. So because you have 102 to 112, it includes all of these, regardless of whether it is on the right table. So you have the 102, 112 first, then it looks up the value. That is why if you come here, you will see that the 112 is empty from this side onwards, which is coming from the right table. So the right table had is 101. You remember 101 is not yet included because we are on the left join. So it took everything on the left table, and whatever was on the left table was not on the right table is empty. So you can already guess clearly that if we change this from left to right now, the right join, let's run it now. You see what happens. Instead, on the left side now, we have the missing value because we have the 1010, which was only found on the salary table here. Staff salary table had 110, but staff table had no 110. After 19, it was just 112. So if you look at it here, there is no longer the 112 that we had. And also, if you come up here, you see that 101 is now there because 101 is coming from the right table. Whereas if you look at the staff table, it doesn't have any 101. So to summarize, you see that The inner join takes the intersection between the two tables, what is common between the two tables. The left join takes everything from the left table, and even if it's not a right table, it will be null and empty values. And then the right join takes everything from the right table, and if something was not found on the left table, it will be a missing value. So hope you like the video, and see you next video.